Hello and welcome to XRM1 Business Solutions. XRM1 is a globally active software manufacturer for business solutions based on the Microsoft Dynamics platform. We are offering solutions for project, HR, and idea management, as well as time tracking.
Hello and welcome to today's training session for absence management. In CRM-Project we have several absences, or almost every absence we can put in. This is, for example, public holiday, business closure, other absences, sick leave, and compensatory leave. We want today go through all of these, how they set up, how to put them in the system. Before we navigate there, I want to give you a hint how to get there, because how to get there depends on who is administrating them, because the first four absences are administrated by the HR. From sick leave to compensatory leave is administrated individually. You see this line is between sick leave because sick leave can be administrated from the HR or individually, but we will go through both ways. So we will start with absences administrated by HR. What does the HR management needs to do? It goes into the system. I go into my system, goes to Dynamics CRM, and now goes to settings, and from settings to absence administration. The absence administration is built in Silverlight and is a simple mask with the absence reasons to choose. You see all possible absence reasons. So I'm gonna go in and first create a business closure. If I want to create a business closure, all I need to do is I select the date of the business closure. So I say, for example, the 24th is a business closure, say whole day event, and then I need to say how many days for leave should be deducted from people's calendar, as business closure is something where the company can decide that this is vacation for the people or not. So I'm gonna say this is a one-day vacation, say create, and the business closure is created. Once this window appears, we see it's done. So we can go into the next absence reason and say, for example, public holiday. Public holiday is created the same way, but we don't need to select days for leave because no days are deducted. So I'm going to select, for example, the 4th of July, say create, and public days is entered in people's calendar. We also might have that a person calls in and says he cannot come, he is absent for a certain day. In that case, the HR goes also in, say absence, and then selects a user. I'm gonna go in and say, for example, James Collins. You select the date, so he's, for example, gone from June the 1st to June the 2nd. We say the days that needs to be deducted, and then create it, and it's set. The same way for sick leave. We select the user. I will check Patricia, like for the same duration or a bit longer. Say create, and the sick leave is created. So this is the business closure, absence, sick leave, and public holiday. You might have recognized that we also have new annual leave and remaining days for leave. Before I explain that, this belongs together with the leave of the people. I already told you that with business closures, days for leave will be deducted from people's annual leave. So everybody has an annual leave. And because annual leave can be different person to person, this is set up in the users. So I'm going to go into the user to show you how it is set up, so we see what's happening if we set this up. I'm going to go to administration. So I'm going to go to settings, security, select the user, and then select the user. So I'm going to take Paul Morrison because this is my user. And if I open him up, need to make sure that I select the form for CRM-Project HR Manager. This form is only available for users with the HR Manager security role, so not everybody can see that or screw around in people's holidays. So if I scroll down, I have an HR management section, and here we have a leave section. And here I can select how many days of annual leave somebody has. So Paul Morrison has 20 main days for leave and 6 days of remaining leave. He has a human resource manager, it's Haley Miller, and we have a vacation approver, Ethan Carter. Now at the end of the year, for example, we want to go in and say that the new year started, 20 days of leave should be added to the 6 days. The human resource manager, I'm gonna put this in the background. The human resource manager goes into your system, goes to the absence administration and says new annual leave, says create, and a new annual leave for everybody will be created. So it's created. If I go back to my user and go to the HR section, we will see that these 20 days are automatically added. It's added for every person. Now, it is not longer the 1st of January, for example, when new leave applies. It might be that on a certain day, the remaining leave, the 6 days, will expire. You can also set this up. Just go to absence reason, remaining days for leave. You select the user that this leave will expire. So I'm going to select Paul Morrison. You see that he has remaining days left. You can say how many days will we expire. So we have set up the different ways for leave and create new annual leave. We now want to see how that looks like in the people's calendar. So I'm going to navigate to the resource utilization. I'm going to go to CRM, go to projects, resource utilization, and gonna show you Honago Consulting. And if I look into it, I see all absences that we have created. You see the business closure is in purple on the 20th of June. The 4th of July is grayed out. Patricia Anderson is on sick leave and James Collins is on absence. You might notice that some people don't have that. So for example, Paul Morrison, this is because it's not set up in use users in these work hours that business closures should be observed. So now we have gone through the administrated by HR absences. There's also administrated individually absences, sick leave, leave, and compensatory leave. This is the absences people can put in. Therefore, they go into their system. So I go to projects. Me, myself, want to apply for leave or have a sick leave. So he then goes to projects and then to request for leave. I'm gonna create a new request for leave and this is my application. So for the sick leave, I say when I was sick. So I was sick from 30th to the 1st. You say 2 days. You say what kind of absence it was. So it was sick leave, automatically created and saved in the system. I'm gonna back because I want to create an application for leave. The leave application for leave has a built-in vacation approval process. This process is built in standard, but you can always free to customize that to your own requirements. So, but with standard, what do I need to do to have a leave? I at first need to put in a substitute. So I say who is going to cover for me. This person, I'm going to select Daniel Brown, is just a substitute. He's not getting any projects by default. It's just the contact person whenever I'm sick. I'm going to select the days when I want to go on leave. So for example, from the 19th to the 23rd. Select the days and just say save. Now the application for leave is created. In the background, the approval process starts and it starts a workflow. So this workflow creates some activities in a certain role. The first activity, go to activities, is a task for the substitute and telling the substitute that I have applied for leave. If you cover, please mark this as complete. If not, cancel the task. If he's now canceling the task, the application is declined and the user is informed that he needs another date or another substitute. Or if we mark it as complete, the approval goes further and now the supervisor of Paul Morrison gets a task to also approve his application for leave. The same way, declining means the application for leave is not going through. Mark as complete will approve the leave. If I now reload, we will also notify that the status reason changed to leave assigned. Then the last step happened. Now one more additional task will come up. The HR manager of Paul Morrison will also get an activity to check the application, see if everything is right. If he agrees, just mark this as complete and the leave is approved. We see that if I once again reload, we can see that as approved. It's inactive, approved. The days for vacation will be deducted from the user's annual leave, remaining leave. Also what's happening is that if it's a more longer day vacation, longer than 4 days, he will get some activities at the right time. So for example, inform the customers, set up a forward of your phone and so forth. You might have seen that there's a business process also you can also use to see the status of the business process of the application for leave. So this is the leave. There's one more thing. It's the compensatory leave. It works almost the same as the leave itself. You don't need a substitute. You just select the dates. And the compensatory leave is if you, for example, have worked for a weekend or you have worked in your vacation and you want this day back. This day needs to be added on your annual leave. You create this compensatory leave, so you don't need a substitute. You create a date when it was, for example, on Sunday the 29th. Say the days, select compensatory leave, save that, and again an approval process run through. This approval process is not that long as the one from leave. It only creates an activity for the supervisor, mark as complete, and the compensatory leave is accepted. So this is basically the absences you can create. You can create public holidays, business closure, other absences, sick leave, leave and compensatory leave. And you can of course also have people's annual leave or remaining days for leave expiring administrated.
For more information regarding our products, services, customer experience, and support, you are invited to visit our website, xrm1.com.